Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by the one, the only Joey Miller of Hudsonville boys basketball. How's it going?
It's going good. How are you? How are you?
Doing well. So big win last night. I got to show off the new arena. Before we get to the game, what was it just like to play in there?
It was definitely nerve-wracking. I mean, that's the most adrenaline I've had probably since my first varsity game last year. But it was a magical moment to say the least. I think we're definitely blessed to play in such a nice facility and play in such a big fan base or such a great fan base. I'm very proud, and I think the rest of the guys are all to have Hudsonville Eagles on our chest while playing, and we represent that. And yeah, we want to represent that when we play too.
Yeah, it's I mean just to see like the amenities, the scoreboard and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Just to play in that game, what was that like to say that I was on the team when, the first when this thing got going.
Yeah, I think that's definitely been the talk. Like, I think we're really excited to play in this gym for the rest of the year, and I'm blessed to have another year to play. I feel bad for some of the seniors because they don't get to they only got like half of it or 2/3 of a year left to play in it. But I mean, I got the whole summer, all next season, and we get to use the weight room this year too, which I'm pretty excited about. I think the weight room might be the most impressive part. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, for sure. So really just kind of going into, this game, how is the season kind of going so far?
I'd say it's going great so far. I think we got a pretty tough schedule to open up our season. And I think two tough losses to Grand Rapids Christian and South Christian, where I think we didn't have our best games either of those both of those games, but I think we've had some flashes where we've been extremely good, and it's really been starting on the defensive side. I think we've been focused on getting ball pressure and cutting off driving lanes. I think this is the Hudsonville team that people are not really used to seeing. I think we play extremely hard. We're extremely physical, whether it's on the ball or off the ball. And I think, yeah, like I said, this is not a Hudsonville team that people are used to seeing.
Yeah. So, just to kind of be a part of this team with all the success that, past teams have had and, the success that Coach Elliott's had during his time, what's that like for you? And what's it just kind of like to contribute to this team? And you guys are pretty off to a pretty good start.
Yeah, I think we have the pieces to be one of the top teams in the state. With guys like Braden Shamray, who really runs the team, moves the ball extremely well. A lot of people like to talk about his shot creating and his handles, but it's really his passing that's one of the pieces that really make our team go. We got Braylon McFall, a guy who's just a freak. You're not really going to see anybody around here with that athleticism. And it's crazy to think that he's better at baseball. I've never seen him play baseball, but if he's better at baseball than he is at basketball, then he's got to be a sweet baseball player. And then we got other guys. I mean, I could just keep going down the list of everybody. And it's truly just a blessing to play with these guys. I mean, I love them. Every single time I go out in the court, I try to play for them and just play as hard as I can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So of course, these next 2 weeks, not a lot is going on in terms of, basketball. Obviously, school's off. Obviously, of course, really after Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and then it's, get going. So what's it going to be like during this time where you guys are not really going to be with each other a lot?
I think it's gonna be good to not be sitting on all Christmas break, getting in the gym a little bit, get some shots up, still get some reps. But also it's gonna be an important time to just take a mental break. We still got a long season ahead of us with conference play up and coming. Um, and then we playoffs after that. So it's gonna be important to get our rest right now, but then be ready to go as soon as practice starts.
Right. Okay, so how are you going to make sure that this is the question? How are you going to make sure you're going to stay in shape during break? Make sure, and also, are you gonna is are you gonna eat too much or not during Christmas Eve and day and all that, or are you just gonna it's like okay, I can just burn, I can just burn it all off.
I think Christmas Eve and Christmas Day there might be a little bit of challenge, but I think I'm pretty dedicated to the season. In being successful, I don't want to take a step back at all. I keep putting sorry what's the anyways just keep going, keep our momentum going and stuff like that. I don't want to take a step back at all.
Absolutely. Okay, so how do you like mentally get ready for a game?
Um, it depends on the game. I think if it's a game where I have a lot of jitters and I need to calm down, I like to listen to a little R&B. Usually, there's a lot of music being listened to before the game for me. But if it's a big game, there's a lot of I'm really nervous before. I'd listen to a little R&B, calm me down, maybe a little funk and jazz. And then if it's like a Tuesday game, we've had a couple like it's been a long week or something like that, and I need to get my energy going out. So I'll listen to either some heavy metal or some rap, something like that, a little upbeat hip hop.
Okay. Um, okay, so um okay, what was some of the biggest things that you really wanted to work on, heading in this summer, this fall, and then, heading into the season?
Yeah, I think last season with some limited playing time, I was really just going out there trying to play as hard as I can, just be a great role player. And I think stepping into a little bit of a bigger role this year is going to be different. I think I need to be a little more aggressive with the ball in my hands, and maybe be a little bit of a better decision maker at times. But I think definitely having Coach Elliott always talks about me having that killer instinct. When the times get tough, the tough get going.
Yeah. Um, okay, so and then, of course you got Holt this week and then next week with Grand Haven. What are some of the biggest things that you guys got to do these next 2 weeks to get ready for, excuse me, when the games are gonna really, really get going with Tuesday and Friday.
Yeah, I think really just staying dialed in, and like I said before, having that mental toughness to really just say, all right, it's one more game, we got to get through it. And even I think this season with conference play, if we want to win the league, it's a lot about treating every game like it's the if we're playing for an OK Red championship, because you never know. When you lose 3 or 4 games in conference play, and you're playing for that conference championship. It's like last year against EK. I think we had a couple tough losses to Rockford in conference play and lost to Granville, and that really put us in the position to we had to beat EK to win the conference.
Yeah,
And I think this year it's about being consistent every game, no games off, so that when we get to that last game, it's not about we have to win. It's we already put ourselves in the position to win.
yeah. All right, Joey, let's get to know you a little bit. How about that?
Sounds good, yeah.
Favorite best moment from this can be from last season or from this season.
I think, are you talking like in a game or just in general?
Just in general.
I think probably beating Rockford last year in the districts. I think losing them 2 times in the regular season, and I'd say that's one of our biggest rivals in the red. I think it was really we played great that game. We executed really well on offense, which we haven't also the in the 2 games we played them before, and really just see our that mental toughness come into play. And it was just really great to see experience with the guys.
Yeah. Let's see. Favorite player growing up or favorite player now?
Um, I've had a lot. It changes. I'd say a lot, but I'd say the most consistent guy is probably Jimmy Butler. I think
Okay.
he was. It's usually who my favorite player to play as in 2K is, and that was usually my guy on 2K. I was a big Timberwolves guy when he was on the Timberwolves, and then when he moved to the Heat, now I'm a big Heat guy. So
Okay. Let's see. Favorite movie.
favorite movie, I'm probably gonna have to go. Oh, that's a tough one. There's a lot of good ones. I'm gonna have to go with the movie Seven.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then finally, what's an interesting fact people don't know about you?
Um, I don't even know. I think I'm I got a super big Lego collection in my basement.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Well, Joey, thank you so much for the time and congrats on the win last night and best
yeah.
of luck the rest of the year.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.